So you've got this Volvo with 2010 emissions to drive. What do you need to do to get your truck from point A to point B without having a problem on the road? Here are the basics. Compared to trucks built before 2010 emissions, the main differences you'll notice on your new Volvo are the DEF tank on the left side of the truck. And on the right side, you'll find the SCR catalyst. If you haven't been in a truck with any exhaust aftertreatment before, you may also be unfamiliar with the DPF or diesel particulate filter. The DPF is designed to filter out the fine particulates from the diesel exhaust. The particulates this unit collects need to be burned off in processes called passive and active regeneration, or passive and active regen, that cleans the DPF so it can continue filtering properly. If you've driven an EPA 07 emission truck, you know that the driver sometimes had to initiate an active regen to start that cleaning process in the DPF. And while it's not all that complicated, it was one more thing to pay attention to. For these 2010 Volvo trucks, you may never see another regen, so we won't spend a lot of time on that here. But if you want to know more about the DPF and active regeneration, refer to the operator's manual and the visor label. Now for the other main items. SCR stands for Selective Catalytic Reduction. The purpose of the SCR system is to reduce NOx, which is what we call the various combinations of nitrogen and oxygen that remain in the exhaust. The SCR system includes a catalyst called diesel exhaust fluid, or DEF. The DEF is mixed with the exhaust to virtually eliminate all NOx emissions from the vehicle. You don't have to worry much about the SCR catalyst though, as long as you don't clog it up by doing the wrong thing with the DEF. But we'll cover that in a minute. Other than that, this catalyst will get hot in operation and will stay hot for quite a while after the engine stops, so avoid touching or standing on it. This tank with the blue cap contains the DEF. Some people pronounce it DEF, and others call it DEF. DEF is needed to work with the SCR catalyst to eliminate the NOx. Here's how it works. An injector sprays DEF into the exhaust stream immediately after the exhaust leaves the DPF and before it enters the SCR catalyst. DEF is a refined chemical product that contains mostly purified water, about 68%, and about 32% urea. Urea is a common organic compound that is used in many ways in industry and agriculture. DEF does not contain any diesel fuel and is not a diesel fuel additive. As you can see, DEF has its own tank. In fact, the only fluid you should ever put into this tank is DEF. And DEF only goes into its tank, never the diesel tank. So if there is one important thing to remember about these trucks, it's don't mess with the DEF. A gauge located in the instrument cluster shows the level of DEF in the tank. If you don't want to experience any engine derates or vehicle speed limitations, don't let this tank get low, and you certainly don't want it empty. If you start seeing indications like this on the truck, you're going to have problems. This indicator is the symbol for DEF. And if it is on steady, then flashing at you, your truck is very shortly going into derate. More importantly, if you fill your truck with diesel and forget to fill a critically low DEF tank, your truck is going to derate to just 5 miles per hour. It will stay in this derated mode until you put some DEF in that tank. And by the way, there will be a label in the vehicle to tell you what these indicators mean. It's a good idea to review this information just in case, but the bottom line is pay attention to the gauge while driving and fill the tank when needed. This will usually require filling about every other fuel tank fill. If you are just starting out, check the gauge and the dash to see if the DEF indicator is lit. If the tank is low, or if the indicator is on, or both, fill the DEF tank. If the indicator goes out, drive the truck. If it stays on, the truck has to be serviced. Now, when you do fill, use only certified DEF from an approved dispenser or a sealed container. And don't even think about putting anything else in the tank. No straight water, no diesel, oil, gas, or any type of petroleum product. No homemade, farm-made, or chemistry teacher-made mixes. And no recycled human or animal liquid wastes. No cleaners, solvents, or soaps either. In addition, don't use containers, funnels, pumps, or dispensers that were previously used to handle any other liquids, oils, fuels, coolants, cleaners, or solvents to store or dispense DEF. Keep the DEF handling items specific to DEF and DEF only. Using anything other than pure, certified DEF from an approved manufacturer means that you will shorten the life of the SCR catalyst, or clog or poison it so that it doesn't work. And petroleum products, cleaners, and solvents will damage the DEF pump and lines. In addition, when filling, you have to keep everything clean, clean, clean. Wipe off the cap area if needed, and make sure the container or nozzle is clean. No dirt, paper, or cloth fibers, or foreign particles of any kind should be allowed in the tank. The bottom line is that you don't want to introduce anything into the DEF tank that is not DEF. How can you be sure you're getting the right stuff? Look for this symbol on the label or on the dispenser. And just in case, although it's unlikely you'll find yourself someplace where you can't find DEF, it's not a bad idea to carry an extra container in the truck with you. By the way, the size of the fill hole in the DEF tank won't accept the dispenser nozzle for diesel or gas. It's too small. DEF isn't harmful or even considered a hazardous material. If you want some kind of handle it like you would handle this comparison, maybe think of how you would work with household ammonia. Avoid skin or eye contact. Don't drink this stuff. And don't breathe the fumes directly or in an enclosed area. If some does get on you, just flush the area as quickly as you can with large quantities of water, and then wash thoroughly with soap and water. So what else do you need to drive your 2010 emissions Volvo? It would be helpful to understand the various locations where DEF is flowing on the vehicle. All hoses and connection points should be inspected for leaks during a pre-trip inspection. When it dries, DEF leaves a white powdery residue, so it's not just liquid coming out that you should check for. Here are the areas to check. At the connections to the SCR pump assembly, at the DEF injector in the exhaust, at the exhaust clamps between the DPF and the SCR catalyst. Because DEF can freeze at about 12 degrees Fahrenheit or colder, the hoses to the injector are electrically heated, and the tank and the injector are also heated, or in the injector's case, cooled by engine coolant. That's why there are so many places to check, and you should be looking for coolant leaks as well. Also, the system operates to clear the DEF from the lines when the truck shuts down. So don't worry if you hear a pump running after you turn off the key. That's normal. Once you are on the road and paying attention to the DEF level, you'll find that operating an EPA 2010 truck is really no different than operating earlier emissions trucks. In fact, you may find that it's even easier than running an 07 emissions vehicle, because you're not likely to be bothered by any DPF regeneration requests or indications. One indication you may see from time to time is the high exhaust system temperature lamp. This is part of normal operation and is usually a result of the control system developing some extra heat in the exhaust to warm up the SCR catalyst or regenerate the filter in the DPF. So that's it. The basics for driving an EPA 2010 Volvo truck. Remember, don't mess with the DEF. Pay attention to the DEF gauge and indicator lights. Fill with DEF when needed. Keep all DEF-related containers, caps, and dispensers clean. Don't mix them with other diesel or oil caps, funnels, or containers. Know where to check for leaks during the pre-trip. And realize that the high exhaust system temperature lamp may come on from time to time as part of the normal operation of the vehicle. Do these things, and when someone asks if you like driving an EPA 2010 emissions Volvo, you'll be saying, most definitely.